This video is going to demonstrate how to use different techniques to enhance your typography. First of all, I'm inside of Adobe Illustrator. If I click on the Type tool, if I click, it automatically creates a text box that I can type some information in. Now, the nice thing about just clicking is I can rotate my text so it goes to different directions. Now, if I click and I drag a box inside here, again, it will add in the text, but this time it will not allow me to rotate the text. It rotates the shape of the box, but it does not rotate the text. The text stays horizontal, but it moves to fill this space. This is important to know because the two differences can make a difference in how you're using your type. So this one, I can move it around, I can resize. The font, I can rotate it, whereas this one, I'm resizing a box that the text is inside of. When the box is too small, you'll notice there's this red plus that is indicating there's more text than that box has space for. Now, I can use my own shapes. For example, if I wanted to use the ellipse tool, I could draw an ellipse. I could go to my type tool, make sure it's selected. Now, when I hover over the shape, notice how it turns into a circle. It doesn't matter what shape you have drawn, but if you have a shape, you can click inside this and it will fill the shape of the outline. So you can see right there, I can fill the shape. Let's say that I wanted to type around the circle. I can choose, actually I'm going to choose the star tool to show you how you can do this with different shapes. I'm going to draw a star shape. Now I am going to change my tool, Type tool, to the Type on Path tool. What this does is it follows along the path of the shape. So if I click on the path, you can see it now has put the text around the edge. Now I can go through and I can change the settings of the text just like I would for anything else. I can select the text. I can change the font shape, I can change the font size, and so I can add in and I can change different things. Let me zoom in here a little bit more. You will notice that my text does not go all the way to the end. If you select on your selection arrow, I believe you have to be on the direct selection arrow, notice how when my cursor goes over one of these boxes, this is the end point or where my text is starting. You'll also notice that there's this red plus. If you recall from the shape earlier, the rectangle, the red plus means there's more text than is visible. This is the out point. So I can go through and I can just adjust the end point and I can adjust the out point of where this text starts and stops. Also, if you look halfway around the image, you will see a line. This line will allow me to flip the text inside of the shape so that I can rotate where it is. So again, there should be a line halfway through. I can rotate it so the text goes on the outside or so the text goes on the inside. So that is typing. Basically, typing in by just clicking allows you to rotate the text, resize the text. Clicking and drawing a box creates a shape that can be rotated or resized to create your text. Drawing a shape will also, you can click to fill the shape with text. You can draw on a path. The path does not have to be just a shape. It could be any path that you draw. So if you draw some path that you want the text to follow exactly, you can type on any path that you can find, and there you can see I have my path. Now when you do type on a path or a shape, it is no longer a shape or a path. If you need to have that shape or that path, I recommend that you copy it and paste it in place before you add the text. That will preserve the line so that you can go back and redraw or do different things. I'm going to click on my direct selection tool. I'm going to move my endpoint so that my text follows. Now I can adjust the text. So if I select my text, I can adjust how much space I can adjust the size of it to make it fill up that space. But I also want to point out a couple other things. So I have my text, but you'll notice there's like this gap here. You'll notice my circle, it kind of spreads out a little bit. I want to be able to fill these shapes a little better. So I'm going to create a basic text box just to kind of show you some things that you can do. So by default, when we create a text box, you'll notice that everything is lined up on the side right here. But on the right side, it's got like this jagged edge. This is where the text is aligned. If I select my text, you can come over here to the Properties panel, and if the Properties panel is not shown, you can go up to Window, and you can choose Properties, or you can go Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. So now that I have this selected, I can choose to align my text to the center. That will make it jagged on both sides. I can choose to align it to the right, and you can see there, everything's straight on the right-hand side. It's jagged on this side. I can choose to have it justified with the last line left indented. What that does is it adds extra space in to make sure that this looks more square on both sides. And then the last line is adjusted to the left. Now you could also adjust this so the last line's in the center, to the right, or you can force it to fill the entire spot. You'll notice that as you do this, the spacing is different between different words. And that spacing is done to keep the text more square or to fill the shape better. Now, as you look at this, some other things to point out. First of all, I'm going to try to adjust the alignment in here. If I select this text, I can come in, I can make it, I can justify it, or I can align it center so the text is split on both sides. I can also justify it, which here you can see it starts filling out the shape a little better. Some other things that you can do is you can adjust what's called the leading or the kerning. I'm going to select my text inside here, and over here on the right hand side you're going to notice that first of all I can adjust the font size, which may work out. I can adjust right here